Throughput versus latency. Throughput is the number of bytes you can move over a network in a given amount of time. Latency is how long the smallest packet that you can send of information takes to get from point A to point B. One way to visualize this is to think of the information superhighway as an actual highway. Imagine that you have to move 10 people from point A to point B, San Francisco to Seattle. And your choices are a Lamborghini or a Mack truck. You could take one person at a time in the seat of your Lamborghini and drive 120 miles an hour towards Seattle, and that first person would get there very quickly. But the time that it would take to get all 10 people there would be a lot longer than if you just threw them all in the back of the truck. And this is throughput versus latency. There are advantages and disadvantages to each. Obviously, if you want to move a multi-gigabyte video file, you care more about bandwidth and throughput than latency, because you care about how long it takes for the first packet and the last packet to get there, but really you care most about how long it's going to take for the whole file to get there, because without all of the file, it's worthless to you. If you're playing a video game, you often care more about latency than throughput, because a video game often runs at 768K, maybe 1 meg of throughput. But how fast you can react to the things going on in the game is a function of the latency and how long it takes for those packets to go from your computer to the server and back again. So you need a network that is balanced, that has both low latency and the appropriate amount of throughput. We've talked before at LockerGnome about the fact that it's often faster to FedEx a video file across the country than it is to send it over the internet, because you can put multiple gigabytes on a hard drive and drop it in the FedEx overnight. Well, you've basically done a very high latency network. It takes 24 hours for the first packet to get from Seattle to San Francisco, but it's very high throughput because we could put a dozen terabyte hard drives in a box and send them overnight to San Francisco, at which point we'd be much faster than a 100 megabit internet connection.